Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. All right, NASCAR Cup Series, FireKeepers Casino 400 from Michigan, 400 miles, 200 laps, 3 stages, 45, 75, and 80. There will be 7 sets of tires, no wet weather tires, no option tire. Fuel window is 46 to 52 laps, so definitely stage 1, no fuel, no tires. Stage 2 and 3 looks like probably split it in half, maybe run a little long. There are times where Michigan does become a fuel mileage race, and there's times it doesn't. In the last 11 races in Michigan, there's been between 5 and 9 cautions. So you take the stage breaks out of the 2, that means there's been between 3 and 7 cautions. So you can have some long green flag runs, you can have a bunch of cautions, bam, bam, bam. Ford has now won 9 straight in Michigan. During the Gen 7 era, there's been 2 long green flag runs through the end of the race. 35 laps and 67 laps. That 67 lap last year did have the green flag pit stops during it. 7 of the last 10 winners started in the top 9. The first 26 races at Michigan, all the winners started in the top 10. This is the 107th race at Michigan. 7 winners came from 21st or worse, so it's not so qualifying was a factor in a lot of those races. We know because of the rain there was no qualifying. NASCAR used the old metric to set the lineup. We know Denny Hamlin is on the front row for this one on the pole. And then we got Tyler Reddick on the outside. So we have a lot of Toyotas up front, which is kind of unique for this race because Toyotas typically run well here. So it's Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, Christopher Bell, Kyle Larson, Bubba Wallace, Chase Elliott, Ross Chastain, Ryan Blaney, William Byron, Austin Dillon in the top 10. We know the win was incumbent, I think is how they're saying it. So it doesn't count for the playoffs. The last 2 years, though, the winner of Richmond also won Michigan. So he could win here as long as there's no issues. Like last week, we can check out the videos if you want to see my opinion on all that. So if we look at Michigan, similar tracks, California, Michigan, and Kansas. 8 races in the Gen 7 era. We know back in the old Gen 6 car, California, Michigan, Kyle Larson was always your pick for that one. He had a knack for the 2-mile tracks when he drove for Chip Ganassi. But in those 8 races, anytime I talk about these races, it's always going to be the Generation 7 car. I don't look back at anything previous from Gen 6 because I think those notes and all that is irrelevant now. So this is 2022 through now. 2 races at California, 2 races at Michigan, 6 races at Kansas. Denny Hamlin, average finish 4.8 with a win. Martin Truex Jr. 6.87. Kyle Larson 6.87 and 2 wins. Bubba Wallace 12.6 and a win. Ross Chastain 12.6. Austin Dillon 13.1. Ryan Blaney 13.3. Joey Logano 13.3. Alex Bowman 13.5. Brad Keselowski 15.2. Now a lot of people talk about similarities of these tracks. Kansas, a lot of people call a small Michigan. Now, California, the only reason it fit in because what it was a 2-mile track. It was a lot wider. The banking was different, but a lot of people kind of round peg and square hole, kind of similar tracks. Not quite like a Kansas, a Charlotte, Vegas. Those how similar those are, but Kansas is that mini Michigan, so a lot of people kind of lump it in there. Now, just those 2 Michigan races, Kevin Harvick and Chris Buescher were the winners. Denny Hamlin, average finish 3.0. Martin Truex Jr. 4.0. Kyle Larson 6.0. Ryan Blaney 7.0. Joey Logano 9.0. Eric Jones 9.0. Brad Keselowski 9.5. Bubba Wallace 10.0. Chris Buescher 10.0. And Ty Gibbs 10.5. Now, in those 2 races, 22 and 23, average running position. Denny Hamlin 7.66. Martin Truex Jr. 7.67. Bubba Wallace 8.82. Kyle Larson 10.09. Eric Jones 10.68. Chris Buescher 10.91. This is both races combined. Daniel Suarez 11.3. Ross Chastain 11.67. Joey Logano, 12.12. Ryan Blaney, 12.15. For the NASCAR Fantasy Live, Tyler Reddick, Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin. I already used all my starts for him. So these last 3 races until the playoffs, it's just kind of a smorgasbord of people. We got Martin Truex Jr. He does run well here, so they're kind of fitting. Austin Dillon, based on what he did last week and based on the fact that Harvick and Buescher both won back-to-back Richmond, Michigan. Eric Jones, he runs well here, so does Toyota. Chris Buescher, who won here last year. Bubba Wallace, who runs here as well. And then I got Brad Keselowski in the garage. 3 races left for the regular season. We have right now 12 different winners. Technically 13, but one is not playoff eligible, just like we had in 22 when 23 when SVG won Chicago. He won a race, but he wasn't playoff eligible. So Larson with 4 wins. So the regular season championship, it's worth the 15 bonus points. It's close. Larson's got 4 wins. He's leading. He's got a 5-point lead over Reddick with 1 win. A 6-point lead over Chase Elliott with 1 win. Denny Hamlin with 3 wins is 21 points behind. So we got 4 drivers within 21 points, 3 races for that regular season championship. That's 15 bonus points for the winner. Second gets 10, third 9, fourth 8. So that's a 7-point swing from first to fourth. That 7 bonus points can get you from round to round. The fact that we have 3 races in that first round: Atlanta, Watkins Glen, and Bristol. Holy crap. Those points may be needed to get through that round. I know next year, Talladega in the 3rd round of playoffs. That's going to be wild. Got Worldwide Technology there in Gateway in the 1st round. So yeah, next year should be a very interesting playoff, same as this year. So Ryan Blaney with 2 wins locked in. Christopher Bell, William Byron both with 3 wins. Brad Keselowski, Alex Bowman, Joey Logano, Daniel Suarez, Austin Cindric each with a win. And then right now, the 4 drivers that are in on points: Martin Truex Jr. plus 78, Ty Gibbs plus 18. Both of those have been triple digits at one point. Bubba Wallace plus 3. A dead heat tie between 16th and 17th. Chris Buescher and Ross Chastain. Wow, how close that is. You could lose. Ty Gibbs could be out of this. If he wrecks on the first, he's one of the first ones out. And Buescher, Chastain, Wallace all run well. Literally, Ty Gibbs could be on the outside looking in when this is over. Martin Truex Jr., definitely 78 points. That's at least a race. So if he gets a couple bad races like he did last week, yeah, that can go away. We have multiple different winners, so we can get at least 15. We could technically have 16 different winners, 15 for the playoffs, just like we had in 22. Because if you remember, we went to the last race of the regular season, which then was Daytona. This year is Darlington, with 1 spot on the line for points. If there was a new winner, he wasn't in. It was last year. It was last year that happened. So yeah, a lot can happen still in these 3 races: Michigan, Daytona, and Darlington. Chase Briscoe with minus 99, Kyle Busch minus 119. 3 races, they're must win. Ty Gillen 130, and Michael McDowell minus 153. For the picks, so in the Truck Series this year, I'm 10-6. Xfinity, after today, I'm 15-6. Did not have Justin Allgaier. Kind of happy that Creed finished second because I can't stand Sheldon Creed. There's 3 drivers in NASCAR that are on my list that I do not like, will not root for, don't like. Kyle Larson, Sheldon Creed, Ryan Preece. Difference is Sheldon Creed has never won. I won't ever pick him for a winner. Kyle Larson I will pick for a winner because he doesn't win. 6-17 in the Cup Series. Not great. So the 4 picks. Going a little off the wall. Denny Hamlin, obviously he's running well here. Average finish in the last 2 races, 3.0. Kyle Larson, he has won 2 races here. He runs well in the 2-mile tracks. Bubba Wallace, because he does have that average run position, 8.82. He has ran well here, finished second last year. Then Austin Dillon. He won last week again. I'm going back to that. I know it'll be 2 years in a row, 3 years in a row. So we won Richmond and won Michigan. Don't know why those 2 tracks, 3/4 mile track, a 2-mile track, but so far we've had 2 of them. We're going to ride that when we watch Dylan. That's why he's in the fantasy lineup. So, Fantasy Live, Truex, Dylan Jones, Buescher and Wallace, Brad Keselowski in the garage. The 4 picks, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, Bubba Wallace, and Austin Dillon. That is the FireKeepers Casino 400 for the NASCAR Cup Series. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great day, have a 50-day Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader, sports channel content.